Hello, how you guys doing? Good evening to you. Uh, well, I hope you in for your upcoming holiday. This coming Thanksgiving. I'm just gonna be sitting back and chilling. Well, anyway, I have an interesting video on the dynamic between men and women, and these commentators have been awesome with their commentating and how the reason why, and it really looks at how the reason why some women have talked their blessing away. And the first person I'm going to get to is a woman herself, and listen what she says. Then I'm gonna go to the other one, but I'm gonna check this out. Let me call herself D.
The fact that I don't have
Finally found a good man and this blank boring AF. I need some conflict in my life. I'm not gonna say anything, I'm gonna let this woman say it all.
I almost broke up with my husband because I thought he was boring. Turns out he was just healthy and sane. You see, when I was dating my husband, I realized how joyful he was, how active he was, how motivated, career, goal-driven, money saver, never wanted any problems. And every time we became misaligned, he would just want to sit down and talk about it calmly, hear each other out, forgive each other if necessary, and just move on and continue growing. And I misinterpreted this as him not fighting for my love. You see, I grew up in a very chaotic type of love, the novela type where everybody's slamming doors, yelling at each other, you don't talk to each other for days. And so I thought that that was love. I thought that that was passion. What I want to remind you of is to look back at the type of love that you grew up around and ask yourself if you were just addicted to a chaotic, dramatic type of love, and realize that that's not the type of love that you need now in your relationship, that you need now to grow. God doesn't want that for you. You understand? Look at that for a second and ask yourself, how do you want to love? How do you want to be loved? Because I'll tell you one thing, it's not the novella type of love.
Listen, this is why I say a lot of women don't really know what they want. And the thing that they say they want, they're not used to it. And so it's gonna be weird for them. They don't really know how to deal with a man who is not toxic. They don't know how to deal with a man who just wants peace and who is not out here looking for problems and looking for chaos and a lot of drama and dysfunction. They are used to that, and they think that that is the way that you show love. This is why women kind of create these scenarios. They bring the drama, they bring the toxicity, they bring the chaos, they bring the dysfunction, because a lot of them grew up in that type of environment. And so they think that that is the way they're supposed to thrive. They're not used to a man being peaceful and all about his business, and he's goal-oriented, he's non-toxic, he's a problem solver, he knows how to work through issues and get to the other side of it, as opposed to him blowing up and acting crazy and starting fights and just being toxic and calling you out, out your name and all of that. A lot of these women, believe it or not, are used to that type of toxicity. They expect a man to blow up and call them all kind of bees and hoes. They expect that because that's what they've been exposed to, and that's what they've seen a lot of times their whole lives. So when you find a man who's not going to be disrespectful, he's not toxic, he's not dysfunctional, he's not causing the drama and the chaos, he's more calm and he's more problem solver and get into the bottom of it in a peaceful manner, it's a shock to these women. It's a shock to them. It's like, oh my God, you're not going to cuss me out? You're not going to try to act a fool? You're not going to go off? You're not going to act crazy? And so they find that type of man boring. They like the drama. They like the craziness. They like the back and forth. They like to keep stirring the pot because that gives them something to do. That makes them, feel worthy, I guess. It gives them, something to do, something that they're used to. They like it. And they complain about it, but at the same time, they like the drama. And see, to me, it's a childish mentality. It really is. A lot of these women, they don't know how to thrive without that. That's all they're used to. And that's why they keep going back to the same type of guy. Well, he's no good for you. He turn around and bash you in your head. Oh, you're going to cry wolf, but you keep going back because you like that type of attention. They're so surprised when they get a man who, when he gets mad, he doesn't go off the handle and try to bash him in the head. He actually, reserve himself and compose himself and act like a grown-up. That is shocking to a lot of women. This is what they call boring. How toxic is that for a woman to think that a man who knows how to act is boring, a man who doesn't want chaos and he just wants peace and to live his life and have a good time? To think that will be considered boring is just ridiculous. It's crazy how women talk about they want a man who's whole and don't have any drama and don't have any of that, but they bring every bit of the drama into the relationship, and they're not comfortable with a man who doesn't have the drama. It's interesting and crazy at the same time how you hear women speak one thing, but they look for and do something totally different. These women know what a good man is. They just don't know how to be a good woman to that good man. If you really want to get to the bottom of it, if you really wanted the real of what's happening, a lot of these women don't measure up. They know that they don't qualify for the man that they say they want. It just sounds good to say.
Now, what does she mean by that? She made another video, but I'm play what this woman said. I'm gonna show her
The more secrets you keep,
what she was talking about.
the more blood
What's what this woman said.
Been going on dates for the past 2 weeks. When I say I'm not satisfied, this what the I got the truth. When you take me on a date, you open up my fucking door. You open up the door. You pull out the char if it's a char, and you cut my steak if it's a steak. I'm always gonna order a steak to see if you got some home training. If you take a female on a date, she order a steak, you cut it. They pre-cut it, then you cut it. Be a gentleman. Be the gentleman. You trying to gently touch on this ass. Do the work.
First of all, let me just say, why do these modern women assume that a man just wants to touch on them right away? You already coming to the table looking to sell yourself. And honestly, the way she's going about dating, in my opinion, she's going to continue to be on the dating scene trying to get a man with that attitude. And if you want a man to be a gentleman, then you have to be a lady. And out here calling men hoes and things like that and cussing and with an aggressive, manly attitude, that is not going to inspire men to want to take you out, baby. I don't understand why women have to act so mean. What's the problem? Why are they so angry? You seem to have it all together. They talk about they're the most educated and they living their best life. Why do they seem so mad? I'll never understand it. They don't seem
Did I say what? What did I say?
Well, you say you don't want me again, so I'm leaving you alone. So I want to. I'm just gonna let you be. Okay.
Wait, let me explain something to you.
Alright, no problem.
The problem is my family. The problem is my family.
Setting in motion a thorough police investigation. An autopsy of a next.
Hey, what up? This is your boy, the Solo Traveler ORD. Thanks again for checking out another one of my videos. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell while you are here. So, back with more video reviews. This time I'm actually going over modern women and how they have noticed that they have messed up following a lot of the BS that they've been fed. So I got these two videos I want to go over, and you guys may want to ask, why do I even talk about what goes on, with modern women and so forth? The reason being is because most passport bros have chosen not to deal with modern women because of what they've been taught, what they've been programmed. And this is to remind other men, this is what is going on. This is why you gotta seek other options, because a lot of the stuff that they've been fed has been BS. And a lot of them are waking up too late. And when they wake up, they're looking for you to save them. Yes, I'm talking about you men who are still here, or if you choose to be a plantation bro, yes, they are looking for you to save.
This reward offer came in January 2020.
Because of the fact that at the end of the day, a lot of these modern women or so, they haven't been taught traditional values. So fortunately, they're going to try to come back after the age of 30 and try to be traditional, something that they were never taught. A lot of them have been taught to work since at a young age. So it's not going to work out. No matter how you try to slice it, how you try to dice it, whatever you try to do, once they try to do it, they're going to get bored and they're going to want to go back to working or do whatever. Or they're going to want to have both. So, and it's going to make your life hell. So all I got to say is, look, there's other options out there. You don't have to be bothered with this. But nonetheless, jump into the videos and check out these videos. So this one woman, she's actually talking about how she fell for the BS. She fell for the banana in the tailpipe. Yes, they have programmed a lot of these women from birth or even indoctrinated them in schools, telling them that they have to be boss bitches. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Man, I feel lied to by the culture. But I'm gonna take full responsibility there, man. I fell for it. I fell for the boss bitch, I could do everything by myself, that hyper independent bullshit. And I'm 31 now, and I still don't have kids. I still don't have a family. I was focused on trying to get after the bag and all this. Yo, what? I'm in a place now in my life where I'm reevaluating everything. My values, my perspectives, what I really want in the future. And what I really want is a family. I feel like social media or just everything around us, society in general, wants to push that the woman is the future. No, the family is the future.
It's sad. You know, they find out when it's too late. Fortunately with her is that she still has her beauty. But most of them, when they find out it's a bit too late, they don't have their beauty and they're basically falling apart. A lot of them end up having 1 or 2 kids and they're trying to get out of the so-called rat race of this dating situation, being a boss bee or whatever you can think of. But, brothers, let's move on to the next video. This one says, women realize why they are not wifed up. Let's go ahead and check this out. This is from Raising Blazing.
I just came to the realization why I'm single.
Why? Tell me.
Every guy that I'm like, oh yeah, he's attractive. Okay, this is not supposed to be offensive, but I see their wives and they just look like so, like, you know, like, not like this, just like, you know, like, I pretend my tattoos are gone. Dude, I look crazy. Like,
stop right there. Yeah, they don't look like they're this hyper liberal something's going on. That's what she's trying to say. Because most men, they're turned off by a lot of that stuff. But let's proceed.
Like, that's why guys don't want to wife me up. And I just come to this realization today. See, I thought these men wanted, like, you know, big, strong, tough girls. I don't know. I feel like all of them are like super girly, and all these guys are like, yeah, that's my girl. She's like, housewife stuff, and I'm over here like, I own my own business. I'm covered in tattoos. I'm a little spazzy, but that's okay. We embrace it. But yeah, I don't think any guy's gonna wipe me up because I can't take me seriously, and I just realized that. Damn.
So this is for the single people. I've been thinking like the last few days, like I could just not imagine ever being with someone ever again. Like, how do you get to that stage of even like meeting someone and then like all of a sudden you just like hang around with them every day? Like, how does that even happen? Like, I don't know whether like I'm just going through like this phase or like this stage of like a breakup, even though it was like months ago, but like I just can't envision it. Like I just don't think I'm ever gonna meet anyone. I'm gonna be fine being on my own forever, but like, is this a thing? Like, do people still meet people, or people just gonna be single forever now? Like, I just don't get it.
As a childless woman in my early 40s, I'm constantly thinking about my retirement and what that looks like. And it's always the same, no matter what. And it has been since my 30s, which is to live in a hut or a well-framed cabin in the woods with a community of women. And we all just like grow our own food, make our own preserves, read books, fix everything ourselves, have coffee together in the morning, drink wine at night, have a bunch of cats and dogs and chickens and goats, maybe some horses, pigs, whatever. And then we do really weird shit at night that makes everyone scared to come up to our property and just leaves us alone forever until we all just die in our beds, happy. That sounds like a pretty good retirement.
That's exactly what's gonna happen with the way that she's going. How you 40? You haven't had any kids. It's gonna be too late for you at this point. Oh man, I want to say I feel bad for them, but I don't feel bad for them because they listened to the BS that was being fed to them, hook, line, and sink, and got them. And now look at them at this point regretting it. But. And I'm sure they had other people in their path that told them that that's not the right way. But of course, he listened to the other people that were telling them, go do your thing. Go. You could do it. You could be this boss, B. You could live your life. You could live your dream. You can have it all. No. Father time, nah. You know.
I'm gonna take you to the next one. Watch this.
Spencer, this ranch and your legacy are in peril. You must come home.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another session with the older man. Today I got something a little bit different again. So we know that we are now in a society where the narrative of single, independent, strong woman has been pushed to the point where a lot of women are no longer compromising, whereas a lot of women don't compromise and literally live on their own. But it's now causing an epidemic of women who are lonely. More women are struggling on their own financially. More women are on antidepressants. This is not a good thing for any society. And listen, it's not that men aren't suffering as well. Men are suffering, but the difference between males and females is that men are more adapt to being on their own. They can survive on their own. They don't have to do things like this. Let's look at this lady.
Tell me you're a single woman who lives alone without telling me you're a single woman who lives alone. I'll start. Ooh, bedtime.
Man, oh God, that is literally the cheapest of the cheapest security alarm systems that I've ever seen. But the thing is that this is a reality for a lot of women. They don't have the protection of a man in the house, where you literally need to move your sofa in front of the door and have a pan to wake you up in front. Oh man, this is what ladies are dealing with. But all she has to do is compromise with a man. There are a lot of good men out there who would love to be able to share a life with her. It's simple. So guys, before I get into this, come on, you know the drill. Give me a thumbs up on the video, and of course, if you have any questions at all for the older man, go over to Instagram on the same message, Ask an Older Man. Send me a quick voice message. I love voice messages. I want to hear people's voice, and it's quicker, easier, and I can respond in kind. However, if you want to book a session where you need some serious advice, or you need another perspective, something that's on your mind that you need to talk to a man who has critical thinking skills, get me over at askanolderman.com, book a session. I'll be more than happy to help you as best as I can. Alright, so let's get into this video. But women have been fed this narrative, you don't need a man, and all of these ideas that, hey, if he's not 100% what you want, you don't need him or you don't want him. Ladies, you have to stop, because this is not a way to live. There should be no way a woman should be living in fear like this on a nightly basis. You know the difference between males and females when it comes to living on their own is that men can go to bed, sleep soundly, never have to worry about somebody attacking them in their own home. But the protection that women need keeps them in constant fear. Tell me, what kind of life is that? How can you live like that? And all it takes is for you to just compromise. That's it. Listen to this lady.
I live alone. Any other women on here live alone. I live alone. And it has its perks. I mean, I don't have to be considerate of the bathroom. I don't have to wash up my dishes by a certain time, you know, because someone else needs to use the kitchen. I can fall asleep wherever I like. If I happen to fall asleep in front of a movie on the sofa in the living room, it's not embarrassing because there's no one to be embarrassed of. You know, I can invite people here without having to think, oh, you know, I've got to be considerate because my housemate, I don't know, they want to have their parents round on that day. It has its bloody perks, but my goodness, is it not bloody hard? If something breaks, my goodness, I have a good landlady, I do. But if something breaks, it's so annoying. It's so annoying, especially if you can't repair it yourself because you have to call someone to come and fix it. I can fix a lot of things myself. I'm quite good with stuff like that. If there's a little issue, there's no one to bounce off of. Like if your hot water is not working for whatever reason, you don't know why, there's no one to kind of share those thoughts with. All you've got is Google. Door knocks at some funny time and you've not invited anyone round. That's... But you know what's the most annoying thing for me? And this is going to make me sound so lazy. When you have gone to the shop or something and you've come back and then you get all comfy, get into your pajamas and everything, you know, your slippers, you get all cozy, and then you realise you've forgotten something at the shop and there's no one else to go for you. I've never wanted to be a young mum, but moments like that's when I wish I had a bloody 10-year-old just to go and do that for me, 10, 12, whatever. But just to go, I hate that. Like, it's always you is to go to the shop. It's always, there's no one else to do those little things for you, to be like, oh, do me a favour, just pop to, like, you have to do it all yourself, and that can be frustrating as hell. You know, it has its perks, but it has its annoyances. Anyone else on here live alone? Any other women on here live alone? And men, actually. Guys, who lives alone and who loves it?
Wow. So, ladies, if you're listening to this is what you call coping. This is a woman who is literally coping with the situation that she's in. The idea that you are that selfish where you cannot even function properly with another human being, it shows that you have been alone too long. And this is another lesson that I'm going to try to get across to you ladies. Don't ever say that I'm taking a break from relationship. I think that's a huge mistake. And when I say that's a huge mistake, what we naturally do as humans is that we adjust. So let's just take this as an example. How many of you know a friend who've taken a break from relationships and they end up 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years without a serious relationship, where they're living on their own? I'm telling you that it's not good. The reason for that is that you lose the skills that are required to work with another human being. You become selfish. You become self-centered. Everything this woman said in this video is based on her happiness, on her comfort. So she's become so used to being alone that anything that will interfere with that sense of comfort and self, it no longer fits into her, listen to me, her life, her comfort, her satisfaction, her gain. That's it. That's all she's concerned about. The fact that, oh, I can fall asleep on the couch and don't have to worry about anyone else. You can do that in a relationship. So my wife was on the side watching me do this and playing this video, and she said, why is it that she feels that you have to be single to fall asleep on a couch or fall asleep in a bed that isn't your own? She said, I do that all the time. I said, yeah. I said, I don't understand why this person feels that she has to be single to do that. Everything she mentioned can be done with a partner. That's the beautiful thing about life. For some reason, these women got you thinking that all of these things that they're doing on their own isn't something that you could do with a partner. I take trips. My wife takes trips. We go together. Yeah, we enjoy each other's company together. We share the experience. When I listen to these ladies talk about, oh, you can go and take trips, you know, it basically means that, oh, you want to go and take trips where you can pretty much just get away with hitting whatever and wherever, whenever you want. That's a different story. That's what you want. By all means, that's what you want. But you don't have to be single to do anything that this woman mentioned. And I can guarantee you it's much more pleasurable having someone to do these things with. The idea that, oh, I don't have to do the washing up and to have somebody be concerned about it. Listen, man, you don't have to do the washing up right away. Someone else don't have to wash up your stuff. So everything she mentions is all about her. That's it. Nothing about working with another person. And this is when it gets into what I call, she's so independent and self-centered that when another man even tries to enter into her relationship, it literally fails because she sees everything as a problem with another person. And that's where it goes wrong. So when I say don't take breaks from relationships, this is what I'm talking about, because you can become accustomed to being alone.
And a Saturday evening with me living alone, so I took myself out to Aldi and I got some bits for dinner. I used to be so scared of being on my own, and now it's my favourite thing. Honestly, nights like this are the best. I made my favourite pasta and then just sat on the sofa and watched Netflix. I honestly think living by yourself is something that everyone should do at least once in their life. I took all my makeup off. Look how much makeup was on this cotton pad. It's disgusting. I just had this relaxing...
One long, angry night later.
Living alone sucks when you don't feel good. And some people have the luxury of calling their mom. Because, like, mom will take care of them, or mom will tell you to come over, or mom will come to your house. Not my mom. That's not her style. My mom, whenever I call her and tell her I don't feel good, tells me to take a shower, just throw in a load of laundry, and, like, do you have any books you need to catch up on? Like, that's her solution. Shower, laundry, and read. I like, no, Mom, I want you to, like, make me some good food, or DoorDash me something, or tell me to come to your house and lay on your couch. Nope. That's not the type of mom I got. What about you? What would your mom do if you lived alone and called her and told you didn't feel good? Tell me, I want to know.
Oh my God.
Hello, my friends. Welcome. So today I want to discuss something that's been nagging me for a while. And I think I speak to most content creators who create content which focuses on relationships, which focuses on issues that deal with feminism, any issue that talks about women who are trying to silence males' voices, you know?
We butter a woman up. You've got to say it soft. You've got to do this. You can't be direct. Women can be direct with you guys. You guys are dusty, lazy, no good. You know, don't support your kids. There's no good men. They got to date down. Men are misogynists. Men are the patriarchy. Men are trash. You know, women get to say that stuff direct, but men have to really tap dance. I can understand why men are so frustrated in like an embedded anger that they just can't be themselves. Say things with tact, but not have to tap dance so much.
And we see here, and you know what, we see it here online, a lot of men canceled for saying things that they shouldn't say. However, women can say whatever they want, get away with it. Yeah, he's dusty, I don't want any dusty man, I don't want any broke man, no fat man. If he's short, don't want no short man. I don't want any short dick man, I don't want it. And women can say whatever they want about the kind of man that she finds repulsive, revolting, mediocre, not high value. I mean, we can go on and on. And I really find this a bit disturbing because female standards are so high these days that it's keeping so many of them single that it's causing a problem. If you watch my last video from yesterday, you can see the rise of the lonely woman. Go to TikTok. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of videos are up there on women crying about how lonely they are. And it's a simple thing. Their standards are so high, they won't negotiate with a man. They won't compromise with a man. My wife, she has to compromise. I have to compromise. There's things that she do that I don't like. There's things that I do that she don't like. But you know what? We realize that that's life. People have to live together. But in the end, we both realize there's a much bigger picture, much greater pleasure that occurs from us being together. Whether it's financial, whether it's mental, whether it's spiritual, whatever you call it, human beings are designed to be together.
But now feminism is the ultimate example of not choosing your enemies wisely. You chose men as being the enemy. 40 years later, 50 years later, you're 65 years old, single, not married, no kids. You're living in an apartment or a condo with a dog or a cat. That's all you ever talk about. And you're lonely and you're sitting there saying, I was wrong. Men are not the enemy. But guess what? That movement stole 50 years of your life. And how painful that is.
But the problem is that when men speak up, we get cut down. We're told we shouldn't speak for women. I just want to bring that up because I want to make you guys more aware, especially the ladies that watch me. You all have to realize that you are your own biggest problem. You are. And the reason I say this is because if you're not listening to other men who are telling you that this is the problems we see, and you're saying that you just have to take me as I am, or don't take me at all.
Let's be real, y'all. Men have one of the most, the manosphere is one of the most powerful voices on the internet today. Okay, we are hearing what they're saying. They are being very clear about what they like and what they dislike. And I think a lot of women take issue with that because we are not meeting the preferences that they say they want. We are not meeting the standard. If I was meeting the standard, I would have an issue with your standard because I meet it. But I have issue or take issue with your standard when I don't meet it, when I'm not the preference, when I don't feel like I'm desirable. That's what it boils down to, is the fact that we want to be desirable, and when we don't feel like we're desirable, and we feel like we're being rejected by what they're saying their preferences are, we're coming at, we're aggressive, we're, poking holes and diminishing what they're saying, discrediting them. But that's their preference, and they're entitled to their preferences.
And men are saying, okay, we won't take you. We'll go to the Philippines. We'll go to Chile. We'll go to Panama. We'll go to any other country where women respect men and take those women. Passport bros, passport Joes, MGTOW. This is the consequences of women's high standards. So what happens? All of these Western women live and die alone. And that brings me into this one video.
I'm realizing is that women, especially black women, are a special kind of stupid. Now, I'm told that they're educated far greater than black men, but you have to be crazy to decide, I don't need a man, and you know what, I'm still gonna have children, but in order to take care of this child, I'm gonna go out and work 8 to 10 hours a day, and then when I get home, I'm gonna be too tired to actually parent, so I'm gonna let my children be raised by TV and social media. And so then you have your daughter thotting on the gram, and then your son being this thug, but hey, hey, I'm educated and I'm smart and I get to celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day. No, what you are is an educated fool, because who in their right mind would decide that they want to go against the very nature of a woman and the reason why God put us on this earth?
And let's just take the word black out of it. Even though we're focusing on the black community, even in the white, brown, Asian race, and to be honest, looking at the spaces here online, this isn't just the black space, but I can tell you it's 10 times more prominent amongst black women than it is any other race. At least more white women will be open to criticism. But man, our black women, they tend to not take any sort of criticism.
I just gave you the answer. Why do women get so defensive when they're called out on something?
You don't want to be honest. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to change.
We just don't want to deal with it.
Exactly. Why? Why is that an issue?
Because we kind of want to do what we want to do, and we don't see. You guys, men complain about things that are just sometimes just why? Why are you upset about it? You do. I feel
because
like
there's something wrong.
For me,
and the only way to communicate and fix things is to address it.
I don't like to be told
and deal with it and fix it.
I don't like to be told that I'm wrong. I don't like to be told when I'm wrong.
That's established.
So I get agitated when I find out that I'm wrong about something. Okay, I get agitated, and that's why I guess I get defensive, because I just want to do what I want to do, and no, it's not always right, but I just want to do what I want to do. And when you call me out, it makes me defensive, because I don't even understand why you would be calling me out. It's not that serious.
They're perfect. They're the queens. That is where these words come from. Oh, I'm a queen. I'm a black queen. No other race have those terms for their women. They're just good woman, bad woman. But for some reason, we have these expressions in our culture where, oh, we're the queen, we're the boss bee. Can't tell us nothing.
How arrogant are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like?
We're strong and independent. And I hate having to keep bringing these subjects up, but they're not going away. This is the problem. They're not going away. They're not getting any better. It's our kids that are suffering from it. It's the single mothers who are having boys that are suffering from it. So listen, before I go on, guys, give me that old thumbs up. Come on. Costs you nothing, and it means a lot for me and this algorithm. Okay? And of course, if you've been here before, you know what I'm going to say. If you want to ask me a quick question, go over to Instagram. Get me on Ask an Older Man. Send me a voice message. And of course, listen, if you guys need some help, you need some answers to some of life's more complicated problems, you need a critical mind behind you, you don't have a mentor, book a session on askanolderman.com. You can see the link below, okay? Because why would you want to stifle a man's voice when he's the one that's supposed to propose to you? He's the one that's supposed to ask you for the relationship. We have become such an over-sexualized society that women think that is what they should lead with, and that's the only thing that should be important. That's all they have to bring to the proverbial table, so to speak. The reality of it is that no child gets produced without a woman's egg and a man's sperm. That's the reality. We both need each other for us to produce the next generation. For some reason, women think that they're the only ones that are important. Just because you carry the child, that doesn't mean that you can produce the child. And the reality of it is that I can almost assure you that within the next 5 to 10 years, a woman won't be needed. Her eggs can be taken out of her, sperm from the man, and a child can be incubated in a machine. It's coming. We're almost there. But as far as the idea that a woman cannot raise a man, this is what ladies are ignoring. And this lady, she sums it up nicely.
See, I'm about to start some trouble this morning, and a lot of y'all not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but it is what it is. Mamas, okay? I'm talking to every woman who look like me. We have coddled our boys so much that we have destroyed them in the process. And this is why we have so many trans women coming after the original. We have so many trans women that are ready to argue us down about womanhood because this is our fault. We catered to this foolery. And so now we're reaping the backlash of the nonsense that we have caused. And at the same time, while we coddled our sons, we pushed our men away and act like our men are nothing. But look at this nonsense now. Look at the foolery we have caused. Take heed to the message.
Como alguien que sabe lo que es tener diabetes tipo 2, le dije a mi médico, si Ozempic puede bajar mi nivel de azúcar en la sangre.
I want to show you something. Phil Scott, this is going on right now.
So you got this, sister that's kind of pointing out something about why, a lot of sisters are kind of behind other groups of women in the area of marriage.
It's a reason why majority of black women are behind in the dating game, behind in the marital game. They're not getting married and they cannot secure, or they have not been securing men who provide. And the main reason why is honestly speaking, it's first societal programming, and second, the way that we raise our children, which is why I encourage every black woman that's watching this video, even if you made mistakes and you already have children, be the person that breaks the pattern in the family, especially in regards to the selection of men. Let's be honest. Women who are of other cultures, as white women, Middle Eastern women, Asian women, they are taught to target and date and pursue men who are providers, someone or a man who has something to offer. Because in those cultures, when the father gives their daughter away to that man, they don't have the expectation in their mind that their daughter is going to have to struggle, work hard, work double shifts. They feel like, we're giving our precious flower away to you. Here she is. Make sure you take good care of her and make sure you're able to provide for her. But in the black community, we're taught different. We're taught to date someone just because you like them. Oh, he's not working. It's okay, girl. Girl, hold him down. Hold him down. He doesn't have much going on. Hold him down. Just work it out. Stick it out. We're kind of taught that struggle narrative, that narrative of hard work and hard labor, and we're taught, but why would you be doing hard labor if you have a man present that you are in a relationship with? That's the difference. And there was a point in time I was working at a luxury firm. The luxury firm was predominantly a Caucasian luxury firm. And, we would have girl talk, all the associates, it was really chill vibes. We would all, sit down in the lunchroom and just talk about, girl stuff. Everyone's dating someone new, catching up. And I noticed that the Caucasian women in there, and the Middle Eastern women in there, and even the Latin women in there, their first question when anyone in our group was dating a man, their first question was, okay, what does he do for a living? That was always the first question. It wasn't, do you like him? Do you love him? Does he treat you nicely? No, that was never the first question. And as I grew up and I matured, it totally dawned on me. And I'm like, no wonder they are so far economically with marriages and with relationships, because the first thing that they look at is financial security. Black women, on the other hand, that is not the first thing that they look at unless they're from African cultures. African women are totally different when it comes to American women as far as how they date. That man has to be, if they're going to check bank statements before the marriage is even legalized, they're going to check bank statements. That's how it is in Africa. So props to African women. They have that on lock as far as black women.
But it dawned on me, and I'm like, this is the problem. Like, this is it right here. Why are African American women not vetting men properly? Why aren't they choosing men who are educated? Why are they not looking for men who have something to offer? Why are they looking for men that they have to work with or slave with? Majority of the African American women that I know that are highly educated, hyper educated, they take care of their husbands. Their husbands are house husbands. And I've seen that trend, and when I was a kid, I knew it wasn't right. When I was younger, I knew it didn't make sense.
Well, you know, I can agree with her, because just by talking to different people of different communities and seeing their mindset, even the men as well, is that no, the sisters aren't really taught to look at provision like that. And one big reason why is that
through exhaustive interviews with Martinez's neighbors and colleagues, a mosaic of the events of that
Wells Fargo has donated $60 million to advance homeownership in underserved communities as part of the $520.
I'm so glad you're my personal shopper.
I'm your bodyguard.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Why don't you pick a husband, get the protection you feel you deserve so badly, be under a man's covering? That is your problem.
Let me tell you about the things that I didn't think would matter when I got married, and then they turned out to matter very much, and now we're divorced. Is $101,000 a year not enough to say that you earn six figures? Is that six figures not six figuresy enough for you?
Guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash the notification bell just to be sure you get my videos as soon as I release them. Alright guys, let's get right into it.
If a man ever tells you that he makes six figures, first of all, if you can ask, how much do you make? And he's telling you that, get out of there.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Run. Second of all, if he says he makes six figures, he makes $101,000 a year. Not 200, not 300, not 400, because he would say that. Or he would say $250,000, $500,000. If he says I make six figures, he makes $101,000 a year. Guaranteed. Maybe even 98.5, and he's rounding. Promise.
I understand. How many millionaire men do you know? Like a lot. How many do you know any like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 millionaire men? Okay. The women that they pick, would they have an issue taking down their Instagrams typically? They wouldn't have an Instagram. Let's start there. Instagram. Yeah. I just got one.
It's personal.
No, but I'm saying that's the men with the most options, right? The richest, most successful men in general in society tend to have more options with women, right? For sure. Yeah. You could argue looks goes in there too, but at the end of the day, girls want a guy they can build a family with. So the men with the most options, they're not putting up with that, right? They would not.
Sorry, is $101,000 a year not enough to say that you earn six figures? Is that six figures not six figuresy enough for you? She just bare minimum six figures? And I guess yes, $101,000 a year is technically the bare minimum of the six figure spectrum, but like, how much more do you need? I'm just saying, if I'm the 101K earner on the date, I'm not about to be told I'm a red flag by someone whose wallpaper lists more than Joey Swole, or even a middle income.
That's the statement. You have women that are very sick, trying to dictate what makes a man, right? Now, I gotta say, a lot of women should be settling and don't really realize they should be settling. And you know what's wild about that? She probably doesn't make six figures herself. Exactly! But she wants a man making all the money. A lot of women just want to sit there and lay on their back and not do anything.
That's the modern day. Men cannot have standards, but women can make all the demands they want. Every single girl, and I knew it, I said it before, you said you want 100K a year, you want a man who's 6 feet tall. But what's the percent of the guy, like, that's the top 5% earners? Don't bad. Yeah, but we have to earn it. They just think they deserve it based on
so these girls have to earn guys that are high quality guys too.
Here's the thing, none of them think they have to earn it.
Do you ladies think you have to earn it?
Right now. Wild thing, very basic women, talking to guys like this shit everything for the world. That's just not happening. We keep going.
Let me tell you about the things that I didn't think would matter when I got married, and then they turned out to matter very much, and now we're divorced. Religion. I'm not religious. My ex is a Catholic. I honestly thought it wouldn't matter. I thought, you believe what you believe, I'll believe what I believe. It's fine. It's not fine. Second thing, money. How you spend it, how you save it, how you invest it, how you earn it, that shit matters. Because if you're not on the same page about things like that, it's going to cause huge problems. And in fact, that's a really common reason for divorce. Third thing I didn't think would matter. Health. I am somebody who likes to take care of myself. I exercise. I like to eat good foods that are good for me. That is not my ex. My ex does not live that way. And maybe you can make it work. I mean, we kind of made it work until we had a kid. Because then you have someone who's healthy and wants to put healthy things into their child. And the other person who treats their body like shit then feeds the child the same. What did you think wouldn't be an issue and then turned out to be a big issue? Let me know in the comments.
That's why it's good for people to have the same beliefs all the way through. They believe in health, they believe in eating right, and you know what? For them to make the wise decision, they want to change. And you know what? The guy that want to make the decision, yeah, that's on his part, his fault, but I don't think all of this should be grounds for divorce, right? And the renewal probably initiated divorce. Her, one thing, people do have to be alike, they have to be equally yoked, and that's the thing. People should be equally yoked from the get-go, not on how they feel. People should have some of the same beliefs all the way through and through. And it's just not the case nowadays. Everybody goes off their feelings and feeling good. It's just a sad state. But anyway, let me keep going.
Now I'm at 5 cars, the Audi Q3, the Porsche Macan S,
brother here, doing it. Another pastor, bro. I'm ecstatic to see this, right? Looks like she's from Sweden. I don't know where she's from. But, man, looks happy. You see that deep stare into her eyes? That's something you have to leave to get, man. When a woman just gets on your program and it's all about you until death do us part, you know what I mean? I think anybody who wants to get married, they truly need to leave, most likely, right?
Yes, exactly.
Unless you got a woman that you really can trust, that wants to get in your program and doesn't believe in looking at friends, looking at family and taking their input, and it's all about you. But then still, the laws makes it hard. Makes it shimmy hard. But I want to see more of this. If you're a person that left out, got married, and still with your wife and having success, be sure to send me an email, man, with some pictures or something. I would love to tell you a story. It's a lot for that. But anyway, let me go on to the next one.
I've been hearing a lot of talk that men aren't protecting women anymore. And that's because men aren't supposed to protect women. A man is supposed to protect a woman.
What do you mean by that?
Now, if you want to be strong and independent and not have a husband there and have a man's protection, be under a man's covering, that is your problem. My husband signed up to protect me, not you.
Because one of the things that's happened is the traditional masculinity, the idea that it is a man's job to protect women. This is one of our jobs as human beings, as men, to protect women. The feminist movement doesn't like that. Well, then you can't blame us for not protecting women if you don't want us to protect women. Like, I want to protect women. I think men should protect women. I think one of the reasons God put man on earth is to protect women. Okay, well, then it is incumbent on me to protect women. But if you're telling me that I can't even open a door for a woman because this is somehow an offense to her honor, and that if I say that it's man's job to protect women, that this is somehow reinforcing gender stereotypes, then don't come whining to me when bad stuff happens. Because the answer to bad behavior is good behavior. The answer to vice is virtue. The answer to vice isn't just yelling and hashtagging.
He signed up to protect me and the children. He is not jumping in front of a bullet. He is not putting himself in danger to make sure you are okay, so he could possibly lose his life and leave me alone with the kids. That would never occur to him. So I'm sorry. Why don't you pick a husband, get the protection you feel you deserve so badly?
Emotional, Dad.
It's true. She was going on Brickgate in many different situations. A guy got out alive protecting someone who didn't care about him. And she's right. And my wife feels the same way. Why would anybody's wife want them out there protecting a random woman and catching a bullet over someone they don't know who can care less about them? And you know, a lot of situations, women are just out there running their mouth, you know, putting themselves in that situation, causing guys to get to the point where they want to unalive them. Nobody's doing that. Nowadays, no. People get more ruthless, more and more ruthless as the day passes.
That's true.
And that's not something I would suggest any guy to do.
No.
Right? We can't be out here being Captain Save for a woman that doesn't want to be saved herself. Right, but anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, a lot of what the commentators that were saying that I put on my video, they spot on with the information, and they were true. And that's why I like different individuals like that. And shout out to the channels because they bring the best advice. And that's what we need, people who bring solution and the best advice and good commentators. And a lot of stuff makes sense. And it's pretty much, you know, like the woman said earlier, a lot of these women get what they say one thing, like the guy said, you got to make up your mind, basically. And if you're gonna be that, then you have to be on that man's covering, basically. But you can't even say that now, you know, because everything's so politically incorrect. And so I think that's why a lot of men are leaving the country, because this society we live in, like America, and I feel for my male friends in England, man, I feel for you, because it's like, man, I have noticed that England women, woo, geez, they got some issues, and it's like, wow, they just, like, it's like they just, I don't see anything, I don't know, let me leave that alone. But yeah, that's why these men go in these other countries, and women haven't figured that out. And if you can't take advice from another woman, then the next step is to get on your knees and pray and find out the one that you're praying to, which is the Most High God, can reveal you how to be a better woman. And if you won't take his advice, then the one who put you in your mother's womb, what is there to say? And there's a lot of women have said things that cause their own loneliness. And like the older man said, it was never meant for people to be alone. Most of us, we're just human beings. There's times I don't like to be alone, but I would want to get with somebody that don't appreciate me, and that's one thing. You get with somebody, and I think that's between both men and women, and people are just so cold, and women is getting cold, just as cold as men in that department. You know, when a man loves, he loves with all his heart, and we've seen a couple celebrities love women with all their heart just to get stomped on. You know, Tyree and Will Smith, you know, who have everything, provide their wife with everything. And you see what happened with Tyree. So if we see men at that level, we see what he went through. That's sending a message to us as men. And it's not just saying it can happen in other places, but at least if that would happen in another place, I think that the women would be more appreciative. If one woman acts silly like that in another place, you got another option. Another woman in that country. That's why the Passport Bros movement is strong. When in America, you don't know if you're going to come across another woman like that. Be honest with you. And I think that's why men have given up and just say, hey, I'm just going to either choose to stay alone or they just choose to put the ones that got the resources and listen from other men and these different groups of MGTOW and Passport Bros and different other Passport Joes, and they're gone. A lot of this westernized society ruined it. This is what the commentators are trying to tell you. That's the truth. And so people don't want to, and they get offensive because they don't want to hear the truth. We just want to be entertained, but we don't like truth until it's put in your face. And like I said, like I said time before, as you get older, time gonna creep up on you. You can fight it and fight it, but as time goes on, when you see other people who's in relationship, it's gonna wear on you, especially a woman, because a woman wants to be in a relationship. A man really want to be in a relationship, but definitely a woman. You know, because you see all your girlfriends, women around you, your family, they got husbands. They got protection. They got companionship. They got sick. They got someone that's gonna take care of them. That's how you gotta look at it from a mature standpoint of view. Provide for them, take care of them, love them. Like the church would say, Christ loved the church. That's what the husband's supposed to do. But a lot of women don't appreciate the love from their husband or their boyfriend that's going to be their husband until they find out it's too late. Then he's gone. And like Tyree or Will, you see what Jada did to him and had to put their bedroom business out in public, embarrass him as a man, and he called himself smacking Chris Rock in the face because he's protecting his wife and her honor. It wasn't the way to handle it. It was, what would you do as a man? When a man loves, he loves. He's doing what instantly he's told to do, protect your wife. But she didn't show no appreciation whatsoever. And so there's a lot of women like Jada Smith and Tyrese's wife out there. They can be very attractive, but they don't appreciate a darn thing. And so that's why a good portion of men in Western countries like America are leaving. Because they got women in their country that feel so entitled that they just thinking that they're missing something if they see something, the next good best thing, instead of seeing the person, instead of appreciating the man that God have given you. There's always going to be someone, even when you meet somebody, it's going to be better equipped, better financially, better looking. But if you don't know how to basically love somebody, don't put that person through that. Be honest with that person. That man invested his time, his invested time, his resources and everything, or to turn around because you get to a certain point in life, he's boring. What you think is boring, another woman will take up that opportunity if that man, because there are women around the world, and Passport Bros is showing you that will appreciate. There are women that want a husband, want a companion, a protector, a rider. And if American women don't step there, and women in England and Canada, you don't want to appreciate, another woman will. And you're gonna be the only women in the countries gonna be sent back where all your men is literally left and find other women in other parts of the world. And it's your fault because you didn't let the Most High God deal with your femininity, your female nature. Just like he would deal with us as men. We don't do something, God get on us as men. It's fair. But it's the women that cause their own thing. So you can't complain. And you see how the way some of the women act. And they put their face. Now all the men who have the resources is looking at them videos. All the men that probably making 6 figures and are professionals. They probably watch videos like this. And they see their face, and whatever city, town, country they in, state, whatever, they're gonna remember that woman. They're like, you look familiar. I don't want you. You that bitter woman, because you don't have the heart of love. That's what every man wants, whether he got $2 in his pack or $200 billion in his bank account. That's what they don't understand. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. But yeah, that's what's gonna keep happening. And it's not because of that. It's because their words are their own destruction. When you could murmur and complain, you get that. Your blessings don't come through. And you be stuck forever and wondering why. It's your tongue can destroy a lot of things. So think about it. Alright then, till next time, you guys take care and subscribe. And even subscribe to the content creators we have. Alright then, be blessed. See you on the next video. Take care.